And 3 pages. Hey, Bhaskar sir, wish பண்ணிடு.
Hi, hello, vanakkam. Welcome to our 75th online session, GST Compliance, Way Forward by Mr. J.Baskar sir. Actually, GST is the biggest indirect tax reform in India, was introduced in India with the motive of one nation, one tax, to remove all the taxation barriers between the states and create a single market. The GST is providing economic freedom to the traders to freely trade without many compliances. All the participants may have many doubts regarding GST. Today's speaker will clear all your doubts at the end of the session. So, and the climate is also very chill outside. I think all are ready with your cup of hot tea. And Cyclone Nivar is also passing through Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry today. So, we are having a windy and rainy all over Tamil Nadu. The internet connection may also be poor. So, participants, be prepared, be safe at home and enjoy our program. If there is any interruption in our connection, we will try to rectify it and continue the program. And okay, here we go with our session. Here is our CARE presentation by our CARE trainer Meenakshi. Over to you, Meenakshi. CARE.
Chidambaram Academy of Refinement and Enrichment was started on 5th September 2006 and named after the renowned freedom fighter Mr. V.O. Chidambaram of Thoothukudi. The main objective of CARE is societal development through human resource development. We have an easy accessibility. CARE has 11 zonal offices across South India, namely Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Chennai, Vellore, Hosur, Kovai, Puduvai, Tiruchi, Madurai, Kerala and Karnataka. Services offered by CARE: training and development, guidance and counseling, legal support, recruitment, and other services like corporate films and training videos, corporate magazines, GST services and training, translation works, event management, and CSR activities. All the above activities are managed by our founder director CARE, Dr. R. Krishnamurthy, professor, psychologist, trainer, advocate, and social worker. Along with Joint Director CARE, Mr. S. Balachandra, Director, ELM World Academy, Hosur. You can contact us on the below mobile numbers. You can visit our website for more information. You can also email us in the following mail IDs. You can also join us through social media. Subscribe our YouTube channel for free motivational videos. CARE HRD for success. All the online session is also being shared in our YouTube channel. You can also find us in Facebook, CARE HRD India. Now, it is our customary to welcome our chief guest with a virtual bouquet. So hereby, we offer it to today's guest, Mr. J.Baskar sir. Please accept it, sir.
Welcome to CARE, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And next to our guest speaker, Mr. Prasad Rao, sir. Please accept it, sir.
Welcome, Mr. Prasad Rao. Welcome to CARE.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Meenakshi. That was a professional presentation. Next is inaugural address And today's facilitator introduction by our proactive, aggressive, young Karnataka Zonal Director, Prasad Rao sir. Over to you, Prasad sir. Prasad Rao sir. Prasad Rao sir. I think so. His connection is in problem.
1 minute. Mr. Prasad Rao, you can unmute yourself. Prasad Rao.
Hello.
Prasad Rao, you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Please go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening.
Today we have got a wonderful program on GST. The presenter is Mr. Jagannathan Bhaskaran. He is from Hosur. He is a graduate in commerce. He is a postgraduate in management and founder of Ind Tax Consultant Hosur. He has got more than 25 years of industrial experience in handling indirect tax matters at a senior level in Tata Group of companies. Having practical knowledge in various indirect tax solutions across various business verticals. He is a master trainer in GST by Infosys, GSTN and CII. Currently, he is providing various digital solutions on GST. Mr. Bhaskar has conducted various seminars at corporate companies, chartered accountancy forums, and industrial association and Confederation of Indian Industries across various cities in South India. Today, Mr. Bhaskaran is catching up with the overview of the information on GST compliances way forward. He is going to talk on e-invoicing on sales, ITC RECO purchase, what are the new returns filing and latest updates. After to sum up the whole of the program, Mr. Bhaskaran will be addressing on question and answers. Whatever the queries the participants have got, they are most welcome to ask Mr. Bhaskar at the end of the session, so that the flow of talk of Mr. Bhaskaran will be one shot. I wish you all the best, Mr. Bhaskaran. I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Krishnamurthy and all team members. Now, over to Mr. Jagannathan Bhaskaran. Good evening, sir. Welcome to CARE for presenting this program.
Okay.
I wish you all the best, Mr. Bhaskaran.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So nice of you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Prasad Rao sir.
Thank you, ma. Thank you.
It was an excellent introduction.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here we go to as usual announcements. Type your doubts in the chat box that will be clarified by the trainer at the end of the session. Raise your hands during question and answer session. You will be unmuted and you can ask your doubts or share your feedback with us. You can provide a name, WhatsApp number and city to have further updates of our program. Yes, Bhaskar sir, the stage is all yours. Rock the floor.
Okay, thank you. Good evening to one and all. So thank you for Dr. Krishnamurthy sir for having organized this very urgent mode. And thank you for the soft introduction, sir. And now the GST will go to the subject first because given time is very less only. We used to take the session for a days together and then for industrial or big corporate companies based on their requirement I used to take the sessions. So here I am starting the session with the light mode of what is currently required for the industry or professionals or the companies who are all handling the GST compliance activities and other things. So let us go one by one what is actually required for the professionals or the GST compliant and those fellows. So now what you are seeing as a outer perspective for the GST is the one of the one nation, one tax, one market. So all these things we are calling it as a one nation, one tax, one market, but there is no one solution in one place. Because there are a lot of tax complaints. Now it is going with hand in hand of tax plus technology. That is only difference. Earlier, the earlier scenario was there in 2017. Prior to that, there was only sales tax, VAT is there, and the central excise was there, service tax was there. There was different indirect taxation was there. After 2017, 1st of July, the GST has come in picture. Along with the technology also has improved. Earlier, industry or professional, they used to do in a manual transaction. Everything is in electronic mode of transaction has been started. So now currently after 3 years, if you see, currently electronic invoicing also has come. Very shortly we are going to see when we cross the toll, your vehicle number will be catched by the toll. From the toll, you are going to see what are all the transactions happen between the one place to another place. So the government is very clear, and then government is investing the money to the technology, not on the manpower. Technology side, government is investing, and then they are going to see the revenue out of this. So the return out of this is very huge. And then the software service providers are only Infosys and Wipro, both the big IT giants. They are only providing services to the GST purpose. So really it is going forward. If you see the compliance perspective of the GST is technology based only. I can say 50-50. Tax compliance along with the tax technology is going to be the hand in hand. So you must be very clear on technology first. Then what is your requirement? What the technology is going to give? Based on that only you can give the 100% compliance. Only the problem here is when you are not aware of the technology, the problem is the government is going to penalize you with the 24% interest or 18% penalty, or so many things are there. Depends upon your transactions. So if you see anywhere, if your technology is not improved based on the requirement, your penal action by the government is something new for any clients, if you see. So let us go one by one. The time very much short only for me, if we say. So let us go one by one and we'll see deeply what is the requirement for the GST compliance for the current structure. So now let us have, we have our strong team in technology and then legal and then all the areas. So we have a 7-member team with our office, and then we have developed technology with the help of Wipro, and we are giving so many software solutions for the GST purpose. So that also I will one by one I will explain. Our team, so myself, I was in Tata Group of Company and TVS Group of Company, and then 2 assistant commissioners also with us, and one Mr. Rajagopal, who is a chartered accountant, customer company secretary, was ex-CFO in TVS Motor Company, is with us, and Sello Kumar is a practicing chartered accountant, Bangalore, she is with us. So we are having a strong team of technology based and then commercial based. Both the 2 things we are having a people. Based on that, we are developing requirement of the customers and then we are providing services. So this is my first session at the Infosys for the IRS officers, Indian Revenue Service Officers. I have given the first GST session in Infosys, in Marimalai Nagar. So during 2017, just I want to give the one demo on this. So you would have seen this photo anywhere in the paper or even if you open the GST portal, One Nation, One Tax will give. And whether it is easy in compliance part, if you see, if the organized sector, every organized sector is getting benefited. If it's unorganized sector only, little bit they are feeling that it is very difficult for the compliance through the technology base. So that they have to migrate. There is no other way. See how we have migrated from ordinary mobile phone to Android mobile. The same way only GST also. Earlier you were in manual mode of compliance port. Now we are going technology mode. So that every day the development is with that. Now we have to adopt with that. So if you see the technology, see this is the one, when once you get registered, then first phase to register, if you see the basic also I will tell you. If you are doing a business in the purpose of goods or services, when you cross 40 lakhs in goods, you have to get registered in GST. Once you cross 20 lakhs when you are doing service, you have to register in GST department. Once you register, you just see how many departments are getting interlinked with your GST system. from bank, from income tax, from reserve bank, for all the facility except the village administrative officer. I used to tell in the village there is one VAO will be there. Only his connection only is not there. All other connectivity will be there with, once you register the GST. That means any of your transaction will be flown to them immediately. Recently also there is a circular that once you file your return, that will be immediately circulated or immediately will be migrated to the for income tax purpose also. When you once you download your 26 AS we call it as, once you download you will get your GST detail also. That means the moment when you register, you will be interlinked with all other departments. From your Aadhaar, from your PAN card, from your bank account, etc. Everything will be there. So our compliance part should be perfect. Then only the entire system also will work. So the network system government has developed like anything. See, for the past 20 years, we can see our software only as a company, as a professional, we have not developed. As a government, they have developed a lot for the purpose of GST. We are maintaining the same software, same people, same business. But government is thinking another way. They are going into a bullet train fast mode and we are going as a passenger train fast mode. Because the technology they are developing, they are pouring more money for the technology purpose. The moment when you are raising invoice, now the electronic mode of invoice, once it comes, you are in, before you generate an invoice, before you do business, you are going to submit your information to the government, then you are getting the acknowledgement. Based on that only you can issue one invoice. See that development. In India, after 1/4/2021, any person who is raising one invoice before giving the information to the government, you are not eligible to raise an invoice. Then that is not a valid document also the government has declared now. The moment the electronic invoice you generate, that invoice is only the legal document. All other document is not a legal document. Government has come out. See, recently from 1/10/2020 onwards, that 500 crore and above company has implemented this electronic invoice. Then 1/1/2021, all 100 crore company is going to implement. After 1/4/2021, all the business people, whether you are doing a 5 crore business or 10 crore business, you have to come under electronic invoicing. What is electronic invoicing means? Before you do any business, you are informing government that I am doing this business, then you are getting acknowledgement. Based on that, you are going to give the invoice to the customer. So that way the government has developed the system. So that is a major fact in this. So earlier you see, we are having the mobile, now we are operating this. Whether we have taken any training from any other department, we are operating ourselves. The same way only GST also. Once you learn those things, it will be easy for you to operate. This is a very simple example, just I want to share. Currently, people used to see like this. Income tax department is there, customs is there, wealth tax is there, all the department, they are using us and then getting a benefit of GST. It is not so. Once you accustom all those things, you will be free from all your compliance part and then you can enjoy your benefits. Where if you see that is a difficult situation, definitely that is difficult. Where you learn all those things, the technology base is giving support, definitely it is easy for any business. Any person who is doing a business, it is easy for GST compliance. So paradigm shift has happened after the GST implementation only, we can say. Because internationally, if you see all other countries, 150 countries already developed and then implemented the GST. We are very late. As I say, it is about 10 to 15 years it has taken time for the implementation. Definitely, we are having a dual system of GST. One is state-wise and central-wise. So that the dual system is very limited countries. Brazil and Canada only is currently having that type of system. So because of that only it took time for us to implement actually. So main purpose we can say that ease of doing one tax and tax terrorism has been ended, and relationship based government and all based on the system that has come, and discretionary administration and all has got removed, and random interference of technology intervention, favoritism playing field and all has gone. Informal economy has become a formal economy now. Digitized economy along with GST is expansion for the local formal economy. The computer system have been invoice to invoice matching. See, this is a very important part actually I'm telling you. The moment when you purchase anything, that the supplier will give the invoice. That invoice will be matched when you are availing the input tax credit. That matching system has brought in the GSTN portal based on the development of the current system. Critical part, we can say all these things, the subject person knows about this. It is very difficult scenario. The critical component of all these things, one person should aware. What is the meaning of supply? What is the place? What is the registration? What is the time, valuation, what to do, how the tax credit should be availed, what all the returns has to be filed on time, and the taxability. These are all the critical components as far as the goods and service tax is concerned. The person wants to know every detail on this, at least he has to take 15 days training for a 6 hours to 8 hours, then only he will come to know what are the inside of this, each critical component. So his areas of impact will be all. It's not a one person. Whoever does the business, all that, whether he may be trader, he may be the manufacturer, he may be the service provider, he may be the NGO or government. But you have to unlearn all the old things and you have to learn the current things, what is required for the purpose of the implementing or going away along with that GST purpose. Any business, you have to do the re-engineering first. Anything, when the new things comes, you will immediately say, no, it is not possible. It is very difficult for us to implement. What is the benefit if I do implementation? All this. Those things, question will raise every human brain. So what we need here is, if you see that if you implement properly for all the benefits of the GST, it will be benefit only, I can say. That is why organized sector, they are claiming, I am getting benefited out of this. Who is not getting benefit, you will come to know only when they are not complaining as per the requirement of the government statutory requirement. That is the main problem. So these are all the way that you can do the re-engineering of the business. You will get the benefit out of this. This is 100% sure. Because the companies are getting benefit based on this type of re-engineering only. That also can be taken care by the company who are required on this. Maybe the subject matter, if I go in depth, it will be legalized. So that is why I'm going outer way of profiles and what all the requirements for the GST compliance part. If you say all the challenges within the organization also has to do. It is not only the person who is creating the document or someone only is affected because of this. Entire, see, if the accounting system of the IT or education to the training for the entire staff who are all doing this, and human resource department also is having some issues in GST related service, they need to take care of this. And finance and admin also is a main important part of the GST compliance part. So they should be well versed in each and every law transaction. Why? Because it is compliance, it's a complicated, I can say, every day or every 2 hours, 3 hours also, the changes comes, means you need to update. So that will take some few months or few years. Later on, it will get settled. Then you can go ahead with a single way of doing all the compliance part of it. The legal department also should be clear. So based on that only, they can also work on that. And they have to update the requirement. See, only one person can ensure that what is the new compliance has come from the government and what is that I need to adopt for my business purpose. They must understand and inform to the concerned department, then only they can take care of it. Then not only that, marketing sales people also will be there. They are having so many business concept where when they produce the product, they want to give the discount, when they want to give take back the material, when they want to do service. So many areas are there in the commercial activities. All the commercial transactions should be well versed the person who is handling the GST. Then only they can adopt with the new policies, new rules, new regulations, new classifications, new notifications, etc. will be there. Not only that department, purchase also, when they are dealing with any of the manufacturer or whoever, either maybe the dealer or importer, whoever, if you do, you must aware of it. What is the requirement and compliance is mandatory when you do any procurement from the vendor. So those things also, it is compulsorily, you should know the compliance part of it. So corporate strategy, you are all aware that corporate strategy will be there and they will give those people, they want to do that compliance part, they must clearly indicate that what is the due date for the compliance and when they have to complete the process, and everything will be the matter for that. So coming to the part of the accounts and all other compliance part, whatever they do, that should have any transaction. If you do, you will create a tax invoice or bill of supply. Bill of supply means that within the state, when you do the transaction within the company's purpose, you can send without payment also for the bill of supply. And then delivery charge. These are all the main documents under which the GST is happening currently also. The credit note, debit note, those things are handled by the finance department. And then vouchers also they do. The refund voucher, electronic EVA bill currently is available. The moment the electronic invoice comes, this will not be there. And then all the transaction, whatever you do for the GST purpose, minimum you have to keep for 7.5 years. 7.5 years, you used to call it as, you are all aware that what for we used to tell it. So 7.5 years means you must aware that how many years you need to give the documents. So those things also you can preserve. The compliance part, if you take, there are a lot of transaction you do, daily activities of purchase will be there, sales will be there, your expenses will be there. All those things, your compliance should be taken care of when you are filing your returns. You may do imports, you may do local purchase, you may do trading activity, you may do job work. So many transactions will be there if you take any manufacturing industry or any other business also. All those transactions should be digitally entered into the GSTN portal. That means whatever you purchase, that should be kept informed to the GST department, and then whatever you sell, that also you are going to inform to the department. That means only under expenses what you are doing, that alone you are posting into your ledger. All other information, you are giving that information to the government statutory department, then only you are taking the other compliance part of it. So the compliance is very, very easy only when you understand all those things. So the difficulty in part of it only for the transaction wise, how the people are entering into the respective portal or respective level of software, what they are having, that is the only main concern. As far as the total compliance part is very easy. Only how they are handling the transaction, that is only matters now. So when you do all these transactions, that annually you have to file on return, and then information for the information return also will be there. The maintenance of record, as I said earlier, you need to keep all the records, whatever you generate that GST related transactions. That is all government has given you to the self-assessment. Whatever you declare the value, whatever credit you are taking, everything you are permitted, provided you are doing statutory requirement as per the statutory laws. Anything your compliance will be verified only by the statutory auditor. That is only the GST department auditors once in a while. They based on the risk factor only they are assessing. Otherwise, you are allowed to do your self-assessment basis of all your transactions. Based on that only your compliance is going to take place. The scrutiny also they do only based on the risk factor. Suppose the companies are coming under the risk factor company, they will do the more this thing. Then audit also the same way only they do. Then adjudication, other things and all, litigation and all, based on your transaction in the government provisions, as per that, if you are not doing, that will come into the litigation purpose of it. Then finally the e-invoice. See, what is e-invoice? We can call it as a electronic invoice, nothing but digital mode. You are going to keep informed to the government portal and then getting the acknowledgement. For example, you do any business, you will raise an invoice to the customer. Over, it is over. Then what you have to do, you have to keep informing the government portal saying that I have raised an invoice to my customer. Then when it goes, it will come to your portal saying that it is having a QR code. QR code will have information of your purchase GSTN number, your customer GSTN number, your invoice number, and a date and value, and all other information, like what are the tax you are paying, the total amount, everything, the 8 information will be there in the QR code. If that QR code, if anybody, any department people, they want to know where that consignment goes and where the consignment is flowing from this place to that place, they will come to know the instantly. So that mechanism also developed by the government department. So after 1/4/2021, you are going to see that this will be connected to the FASTag, where you are crossing the toll every time when you vehicle crossing. Those things also they are going to merge. That means when you send any consignment from one place to another place or one state to another state, through the toll crossing also they will come to know that whether real supply is happening or not. Without supply also they may generate some invoice that is happening other places. So those things also government is very keen to watch the business transaction of every business. So that is where the e-invoice system has come into picture. Once the e-invoice it comes, the fake invoice, the people who generate the fake invoice and giving it to other businesses, that will be curbed. That will not be there in future. So for that purpose only, the government is very much interested to bring this situation immediately. For the 500 crore, they've already implemented. For 100 crore, from next month, for 1st of January, it is going to be implemented. For all, it will be compulsory from 1st of April 2021. Any complaints earlier we used to do, we may not be having a link between the one state. If the business is having in Tamil Nadu, one place in Karnataka, earlier it was not available to check in the digital mode. Now currently all the complaints in each registration wise, suppose if you are having a 29, your one business in 29 states, you are going to register in 29 states and filing a 29 returns. So accordingly, now, whenever the department wants to know your business transaction, it is easy for them to identify and through the digital mode. So, as I said, this is the network currently they are having that will fetch whatever data you are going to key in, whatever information you are giving, it will be stored with them. And then, as I said, that electronic invoicing, any electronic invoicing, if you generate within 24 hours, it will be get saved into the GST department. And that is not editable. You cannot correct, modify, or cancel after 24 hours. See the system now government has brought in. Anything you do, any by mistake also, the time as given by the government is only 24 hours. After 24 hours, you are not eligible. You are not allowed to do any correction on that. So the government is very clear. And today's business, what is the revenue is generated in India by clicking one button, they will come to know what is the revenue today I generated. So earlier it took minimum of 45 days to 60 days to know what is the last month the revenue has been generated. Now we know after 24 hours, he will come to know what is the total amount generated by the government. So that type of digital system has been brought in for the purpose of GST. So we must also ensure that along with the GST requirement of the software system, whatever they have kept, and we need to adopt the system, and then we should migrate along with that. Then only we can give the compliance as per the requirement of the government. So if you see that all the way forward, if you are seeing all these things, even though the law has changed, the perception of mindset, the department has not changed. That is there. Still, it will continue for some more years, and then only it will get settled. We should not have a blame that the department other side they are not helping us. See, the government has given you that all the self-assessment basis, you have to compliance. So once the compliance has been given, you should ensure that everything goes according to the requirement of the compliance part. We should not say that the department is not supporting or something like that. Everything has been given in the portal itself. So everyone, the law was a new only when they implemented it. Only the rigorous training and the other things, if you are giving, each and every officers will definitely do the support, and then you can also get experience on that. Where the technological main factor recently, what we have seen, 2017, the GST was implemented, the technological failure has happened. It is not that government can deny on this, but it has developed now. If you see the after electronic invoice implementation for 500 crores, the companies they are enjoying that from first day they are raising more than 94 lakh invoices per day they are generated, only one day. So those things also does come. So now that the system is, all the glitches has been removed, and then they are also hand in hand, they are working along with the requirement of the GSTN registrants, and then that can be done very shortly. All the information, whatever is there, they are developing. Only we need to accustom along with the development what the government is doing currently. So as promised by the government, the retrospective amendment should be avoided, because sometimes they are not amending anything on time, they are going to retrospective. Those things, that way forward, that should not be there in the compliance part. Otherwise, it is very difficult for you once you have completed the transaction for 2-3 years. After that, the government is amending that anything law is the retrospective. It is very difficult for any GST person to comply along with that. So those things the government has to look into that. So body of advance ruling means, suppose if you are having any difficulty in implementing of any one of your business requirement of transaction, you can go for advance ruling. There is a bodies that statutorily they are adopted. Then you can go with them and then get relief if you want to get it clarified. Through that also the government has implemented already. So every GST person shall keep and maintain that is principal office, that is business. Suppose if you are having a multiple business, then definitely you earlier it was not restricted. Now all the business places you need to keep the documents. That means that is not in one place that you can keep the document. In all the places wherever you are doing the business as a place of business, you are telling there only you need to keep the records and maintain, and then for the purpose of government audit and all the things also will be there. So true and correct account production of manufacture, all those things. Any business, if you do the compliance part, you need to maintain all the backup record of what are all the exact production maintained, what are all the other this thing. Earlier it was a separate documentation will be there. The compliance part, this will be only correlated in future also. So once you are providing all the information what is required for your compliance part, based on that only, that will be taken care. For example, for the input tax credit, whoever gives the invoice, currently you may avail the credit. There is no problem. Moment when you avail the credit, whether the opposite party, whether they pay GST or not, that has to be ensured through the portal only. That cannot be done instantly. Once the electronic invoicing system will come, if it comes to picture, the moment when you created the document, it will come to your place or your portal. You can view that who has sent the material and what is the value under which he has sent the material, which place. So every information you will come to know. That is called electronic invoicing. So the electronic invoicing system comes the moment when you want to reconcile what are all the suppliers that sent a material and what is the eligible to avail the credit. Those things will be easy for the reconciliation purpose. Then accounts related to each place of business shall be kept. That means earlier we used to keep a head office. Is the head office only, they will keep the all finance and accounts department. That is not possible. When you are registering in different state, in different status, you need to keep the records only in the respective places. Then only the compliance part will be taken care by the department also. And then any auditing team who are doing the reconciliation part, that has to be properly submitted. These are all the compliance part where whatever you do, it will be compiled as annual return. That annual return also should be matched. Any record, if you are taking, for example, April to March in the financial year, means there are 18 months the department has given. Till September 30th, you are eligible to do reconciliation within that and then do the compliance part of it. So those things also will be there inside. Then ITC, as I said, ITC is the soul of GST. Any procurement of yours or anything you are eligible to avail credit means that has to be matched with that. See, currently what is happening, we are all getting so many places that people are getting notices that what is that credit you have taken that may not match with your portal. So the portal information, what has been given, that only has to match with that. Suppose you have procured some material from the person who is a vendor from other side, and then that person has given the material, but they are not uploaded your document into the portal. That means you received the invoice, you received the material, you received the goods also, you made the payment also to the particular supplier, vendor. But he has not uploaded your invoice, you are not eligible to take credit. Those things also has come into picture. When you take credit also, if it is not matching, government is going to deny your credit, saying that your other party has not paid GST for you. So earlier scenario, it was not there. That correlation was not there. The compliance was very clear. So compliance used to do once in a month or once in a quarterly payment will be there. People used to pay, and then based on the reconciliation also will take a lot of time. So the current part, if you see every month, the moment when you are completing the transaction, within 10 days, you need to reconcile all your purchase, all your sales. Then only you are eligible. You can easily upload your returns for the monthly. Otherwise, it's very difficult. That means the compliance part is every month you need to take care. Earlier, once in 6 months or once in a quarter or once in a half year, people used to do the reconciliation, do the compliance part. That compliance is very difficult nowadays. As we have seen all the customers' requirement, every month the reconciliation, if they do, it is easy for them when they are filing annual return, when they are filing annual compliance, that is easy for them. So those things also has to be taken care while you are doing the compliance part of it. Then the help desk is created by the department. You are all aware that whatever help desk has given in the private sector also, that may work, may not work. In the GST department, that is very difficult. One person will work only for office hours or not for holidays. So if you call also, you may not get the result. That you should not expect. That has to be improved by the department, as I say currently. So what are all the services we are giving to the client? If you see, we file the returns and we file the reconciliation purpose of what is the purchase and what is the sales against that the compliance part has come. And then for the GST audit also, we will take care on that. And then electronic invoicing, the currently what the people are also expecting is electronic invoicing that cannot be generated as it is. You can generate invoice, you can do even a Excel, MS Excel also. If you generate an Excel sheet, that has to be posted into the GSTN portal. That means there will be a gateway to the GSTN portal to send that invoice and get the acknowledgement. Suppose if you are traveling the toll, when you are crossing the toll, when you are taking that FASTag, like that same thing will be there in the electronic invoicing. The moment you generate your tax invoice in your system, that has to go to the GSTN portal and get the acknowledgement. You have to get the acknowledgement. Then only that document can be the valid document. So government has very clearly said, if any transaction, if you do, if it is not an electronic mode of invoice, that is not a valid document at all. That cannot be even generated post also. Once the transaction has been completed, that cannot go late. The moment that you generate, you need to subsequently, you have to create that in electronic invoice also. So the compliance part, if you take the electronic mode of information, when you are receiving for this purpose, that will be easy. Going forward, you are going to see that once you are entering into the electronic invoice, it is really easy for everyone. They can do it. Then input tax credit. Input tax credit, what? Suppose if you are availing credit for a month, say about 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs from your supplier who are sent, you may be thinking that whatever invoice you received that your counterparty has uploaded. Generally, we have seen even lot of clients, we can say only 60-40 or 70-30 ratio only. You can see that in the portal also. All remaining part, it will undergo the reconciliation. How the reconciliation has been done? When the compliance has been done properly, that percentage will get reduced, but not so. Generally, if you see all the reconciliation, you have to do for the purpose of availment of input tax credit. So the compliance generally, if you see, all the suppliers may not file instantly also. They may take even a quarterly file, means they will take 3 months or 4th month only you can view. Those things may not be there after implementing the e-invoicing system. They are going to reduce that 1 month also. That is the proposal now you are going to see after some time. So the reconciliation tool also we are providing, the month on month you can see. And then GST, anything related to show cause notice, whatever if you do for any, even if it comes under the compliance part in electronic mode also, there are a lot of show cause notices are going here and there. How it going for a person who is taking credit, that they will say that for 1 month invoice you have taken this much, but the portal says this much. There are those differences happening only because of the compliance part. You may be thinking your supplier, whatever we have procured that you are eligible to take it, you will take the credit, but your counterpart, you will not upload that documentation. Then the difference will come. Once the difference comes, it will be displayed, it will be viewed by the department. The main crux of the compliance, what I can say now, the government has enabled all the software system in a perfect manner. And they know how to do the data analytics. The data analytics also, they are downloading and giving the information and where and all that documentation is going and who are all taking credit and what is the revenue has to be generated. Those information, they are readily kept available. So as a businessman, as a professional, we need to immediately, instantly do the reconciliation and see that everything is posted into the electronic mode perfectly. The moment when you do any transaction in electronic mode, you cannot delete or edit or modify. The moment when you complete. So it should be very clear before you do any transaction in the electronic mode, online mode, you must be very clear the information, whatever you are providing is after going out with all the preconditions. What all the checklist is there, what all the things you need to check, how you can go with that you need to have a clarity on your business transaction. Then only you need to give the compliance part of it. Then what are the GST related to appeals, what are the things currently happening? See, currently we are also having so many representation of the government, and recently also we have taken 2-3 concessions for the government, from the government for the product, agriculture related product that has been levied around, that is a 5% category was there. And then we have approached the department and the government also has given the concession. Those things also we are representing to the government every time whenever they require. So with this, I am going to complete with the for initial part of it. So I need to take more related to questions only with you. Question part only, you will have more clarification, more doubts on this. I can say lot of information I have. Even I can take a class for a 1 day also. But what I required is, what is your requirement? Based on that, I can give more clarity on the subject matter. Instead of giving my presentation to you with all the related information, what is your doubts and what are all the things you need to get clarified? You please ask me. I will give one by one. I will clarify. Any doubt you can ask me. I will give clarification. Any clarity also, if you want, you please note down this my email ID. In this email ID, you can visit my website also. We have a website. What are all the achievements we have done, that you can go and see with this. And then you can send me any of your requirements of the queries with this. I want to take more questions from you. Based on the questions, I will answer a lot of information, what is required for you at present. Because I am not virtually, when you are taking sessions, you will not come to know what is your actual requirement. So what is needed, I have taken roughly, and what is actual requirement, you just discuss with me. I'll give one by one on this. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much on this.
Thank you, Bhaskar sir.
Yeah.
The session was very patiently handled, sir. And each and every notes of GST network was explained.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to question answer session.
Yeah,
Participants can either raise their hands or type their doubts in the chat box.
Any GST related questions you can ask.
Bhaskar, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
I am Ravi Chandran. ஞாபகம் இருக்குமான்னு எனக்கு தெரியல.
ஓகே, சொல்லுங்க சார்.
அழகர் சாமி கூட டிராவல்ஸ்ல இருக்கும்போது நம்ம நிறைய மீட் பண்ணிருக்கோம்.
அச்சா அச்சா, ரைட் ரவி.
So nice meeting you after decades.
Oh,
இல்ல ரொம்ப நாள் ஆச்சு நம்ம போய். ஓகே, என்னோட டவுட் என்னன்னா பாஸ்கர், இப்போ வந்து ஐ எம் இண்டிபெண்டன்ட் ஃப்ரீலான்ஸ் கன்சல்டன்ட்.
ரைட்.
எனக்கு what is the norms for GST, or is it mandatory for me to register for GST?
Pre-request, I will tell you. Any industry, organized sector, when you enter, they will ask first what is your GST number.
Okay.
That is one part.
Okay.
As per statutorily, if you cross 20 lakhs revenue,
okay,
20 lakhs means not only the consultancy service. Suppose if you are let out some rental income you are receiving, you are doing some any other business which is not related to GST, your total income for the year crosses 20 lakhs, you have to get registered.
Okay.
For the service purpose. Suppose if you are doing some trading activity for goods, if your turnover crosses 40 lakhs, then only you have to get registered in the GST. And another caution also I will tell you, when you go to any organized sector, the person who is registered in GST only will be given preference.
Understood, yes.
That's all the thing I want to tell you.
Good. Good. Thanks for the input. I shall come back to you.
Please, any related GST doubts, you can come to me. I can get that.
Yeah. Good.
Thank you. Dr. Padmesh, you can ask your question.
Sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Before the question, I would like to thank AIR for organizing such a wonderful session. Thank you very much, AIR and Krishnamurthy, sir.
Yeah.
And Bhaskar, sir, as usual, you rocked the show with so much of details and so much clarity about GST. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
One question is, if somebody is using software like Zoho, and will that be automatically enabled with the e-invoice of government?
Sir, all those things depends upon your business requirements, sir. Suppose all the software company, they commit you that all the necessary facilities they will give.
Okay.
Whether that requirement of your requirement will be fulfilled or not, you need to check. Example, if I say, for example, SAP, for SAP company, they are giving that all the information. They will say that for a connectivity purpose, you need to approach the third party only. Third party only will give the toll. If the SAP only gives the toll, they will say it is 9 to 10 lakhs. If the third party gives, comes under only 2 lakhs. Business will not go for 8 lakhs. It will go only for 2 lakhs.
Okay.
Already you would have invested so much money for a software. But just because of creating the electronic invoice, I need not invest much some more money for that. So how I can manage the existing software only, you will also think. So you have to check whether your business requirement will be fulfilled by the Zoho that you need to ensure. If you are getting that result, there is no problem. Otherwise, you need to come out with that and then get the patch for that.
Okay.
Because when you are not generating electronic invoice, it's not a legal document after 1/4/2021. That means all the business person has to enter with the electronic invoice only.
Okay, got it, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions from other participants? And by the way, I will tell you, sir. Suppose you are having a kids and you will have a person, the children who are all studying for a +2 or 10th or someone. You please ask them to take a commerce department and take the special subject of GST. Their life will settle once they complete the degree itself. So that much requirement for this law is there. But GST is the new for the country. From 2017 only when it started, is very, very rare people used to practice generally nowadays. So there are a lot of requirements for the legal side, advocate side. Even the person wants to practice advocates for the purpose of GST taxation, they will have a lot of opportunities in the country. So you can also refer those who want to practice the GST, they can do that. You can advise them. Any other participant questions, sir?
Sir, other questions irukanga sir? Krishnamurthy sir?
One minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Padmesh, you can speak.
Sir, that was a very good input you gave about studying commerce and GST, sir. Is there any specific college you suggest, sir?
Sir, அதெல்லாம் ஒண்ணு வேணாம் சார். இப்போ எல்லாமே வந்து கவர்மெண்ட் ஸ்கூல்ல +2ல GST கொண்டு வந்துட்டோம்.
Okay.
Anywhere you can, that's not specialized subject. இப்போதான் second year, no. This is not even first batch has come out. So immediately we cannot identify. What I can say, you give the whoever ready to study that subject, you ask them to give, you motivate that. That's all. Just give motivation. This subject is very good, and you will have a life. People definitely they will go in depth and then read that. So it is not that any college or something that it has come out with flying colors at present. So it will take some more time to identify what you are asking. It is everywhere the subject they are being taught now. That has been incorporated in the syllabus itself from the last 2 years back. So first batch will come only current year. You know that 2 years it is what is happening, the result. So I cannot say Corona pass or something like that.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Redmi phone, you can ask your question.
Hello.
Mr. Redmi, you can ask your question.
Hello, sir. This is Rajendran from Hosur.
Yeah, tell me, sir.
Sir, I am a retired employee from TPS. I have accounting experience around 37 years.
Correct.
I want to do my GST practice. Now I enrolled with the GST portal.
Okay.
Sir, where can I have a practical training?
Very good question, but there is no answer for this. You might have seen all these things. That's why you are asking these questions to me. See, generally, practice what I can say. See, in my office, I used to recruit only fresh graduates, commerce graduates.
Okay.
I give training for 3 months. 4th month, they are ready to do any transaction with related to GST. That means how many days they required? 3 months required for a fresh graduate to give training.
Okay, sir.
You just imagine, you might be having a number of years experience, but the subject is something different, no? So from the scratch, I will teach till the filing of return. It takes minimum 3 months. 4th month they can operate on individually. So 3 months training எடுக்கணும் அப்படின்னா நீங்க எங்கேயாவது இந்த மாதிரி வேற எங்குமே இப்போதைக்கு எங்குமே அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு செஷன் கொடுக்கறதா எங்குமே இல்லை சார். ஸோ ஈவன் நாங்களே கூட அந்த மாதிரி பிளான் பண்ணோம் இந்த மாதிரி
வாய்ஸ் இஸ் பிரேக்கிங்.
ஹலோ
கேக்குதுங்க சார்.
ட்ரைனிங் கொடுக்கறதுக்கு ட்ரைனிங் சென்டரா இதுக்கு எங்குமே இல்லை சார். பட் சப்ஜெக்டாக எடுத்து நீங்க புக்கை படிச்சீங்கன்னா அது ஒரு 1200 பேஜ் இருக்கு டோட்டல். அதுவும் எடுத்து பண்றது கஷ்டமா இருக்கும். ப்ராக்டிக்கல் ட்ரைனிங்னா யூ ஹேவ் டு ஜாயின் இன் எனி ஒன் ஆஃப் திஸ் டைப் ஆஃப் ஃபோர்ம்ஸ் அண்ட் தென் யூ வில் கெட் ட்ரெயின்டு சார். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் எங்க ஆஃபீஸில் நீங்கள் 3 மாதம் வேலை செஞ்சீங்கன்னா டெஃபினெட்லி யூ கேன் ஹேண்டில் செப்பரேட்லி.
Okay.
Like that only.
Okay, there is any opportunity in your firm, sir? So
yeah, I will tell you, sir.
Is there any opportunity for me to join there in your organization?
Because the question is also not that much good atmosphere. Definitely, you can come and approach me after a few months, after April.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Very thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Gopal, you can ask your question. Mr. Gopal.
Sir, training from the government is available or not in Keterka? No, sir. There is no such a training center or something like that. Moreover, this type of subjects, I can say that you can refer this book or you can go to website. That will not work out. So I am a very practical person. I will never refer this type of link Google site or something like that. That won't give you any solution. அது சினிமா பார்க்குற மாதிரி இருக்கும் உங்களுக்கு அவ்வளோதான் சார். Whether you can able to take the cinema against that. gst.gov.in sir, website name. gst.gov.in. இதில் நிறைய இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் கொடுத்துருவோம் சார். அதில் எது நமக்கு தேவைன்னு தெரியாது, அதனால வெரி டிஃபிகல்ட். ஸோ யூ கேன் என்னுடைய இதில் நீங்கள் போய் பாருங்கள், சிலதெல்லாம் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் கிடைக்கும். ஏதாவது இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் வேணுன்னா யூ கேன் அப்ரோச் மீ, ஐ கேன் கைட் யூ. பட் நெக்ஸ்ட் செஷன் ஏதாவது நாங்கள் இந்த காலேஜஸ்க்கெல்லாம் எடுக்கலான்னு இருக்கோம் சார். இஃப் வென் யூ ஆர் டேக்கிங் தட் செஷன், சப்போஸ் விர்ச்சுவலாக இருந்ததுன்னா டெஃபினெட்லி யூ கேன் கம். பிகாஸ் நம்ம எலக்ட்ரானிக் சிட்டி என்றால் தேர் அப்ரோச் us and we have taken session for MCom and BCom students with their subjects. So on the samayatha, that time you can enroll with us and then you can see that what is the benefit out of this.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please proceed.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, my name is Shankar, sir. I am calling from Coimbatore.
Coimbatore. Oh, tell me, sir.
Yes, sir. Oriental Plants and Equipments, no engineering company, sir.
Right.
Sir, எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் டவுட்ஸ் இருக்கு சார். அந்த கிரெடிட் நோட் சம்பந்தமா.
சொல்லுங்க சார்.
நம்ம சப்ளை பண்ணும்போது கஸ்டமர்ஸ்க்கு கிரெடிட் நோட் கொடுக்குறோம். அதுக்கு டெபிட் நோட்டும் கஸ்டமர்கிட்ட இருந்து வாங்கணுமா, அது தேவையில்லையா சார்?
இந்த டிரான்சாக்ஷன் கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா சொல்லுங்க கிட்ட. எதுக்கோசம் கிரெடிட் நோட் கொடுக்குறீங்க?
சேல்ஸ் ரிட்டர்ன், பிரைஸ் டிஃபரன்ஸ் அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கு சார்.
சார் ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் when you are அதாவது சேல்ஸ்க்கு நீங்க இன்வாய்ஸ் கொடுத்துறீங்க. சப்ளைக்கு சப்ளை ரிட்டர்ன் வரும்போது நீங்க கிரெடிட் நோட் கொடுக்குறீங்க.
ஆமா ஆமா.
கிரெடிட் நோட் against that invoice only you are giving.
Yes sir.
Correct?
Yes sir.
So once suppose you have paid 1000 rupees GST first consignment, first lot, return வரும்போது 200 rupees they are getting, you want to give the credit note அப்படின்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க.
Yes sir.
So to that amount you are going to get the benefit. No, 200 rupees you are eligible to adjust that amount for the next month returns.
Yes sir. Yes.
That you are eligible to adjust that return.
Okay. அதுக்கு நம்ம கஸ்டமர்ட்ட இருந்து டெபிட் நோட் வாங்கணுமா இல்ல நம்ம கிரெடிட் நோட் மட்டும் கொடுத்தா போதுமா சார்?
Sir, always you have to give the only credit note for this. You should not get debit note. Debit note கொடுத்தானா திரும்ப அவன் வந்து அதாவது அவங்களும் இன்வாய்ஸ் ரைஸ் பண்ண மாதிரி இருக்கும், நீங்களும் போட்ட மாதிரி இருக்கும் அதுக்கு. Sir, if you raise the 1000 rupees on total amount invoice, if you give 200 rupees credit note, your account will get nullified.
Yes sir.
That's all. That 200 rupees you are going to get again that credit amount recredit. So once your customer accepts the 200 rupees credit note, that his accounts also will get settled.
Yes sir.
இது மட்டும் தான் சார் பண்ணணும். டெபிட் நோட்டும் வாங்கி கிரெடிட் நோட்டும் வாங்கினீங்கன்னா some people may not raise, some people may raise.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
இந்த சிச்சுவேஷன் ப்ராக்டிக்கலாக இருக்கும் அதில். அது யூ ஷுட் நாட் என்டர்டைன். உங்களுக்கு தான் அது தலைவலி. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இன்வாய்ஸ் ரைஸ் பண்ணீங்களா, உடனே கிரெடிட் நோட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா the transaction will get nullified permanently.
நம்ம the taxable value க்கு மட்டும் கிரெடிட் நோட் கொடுக்க முடியுமா சார்?
Taxable value க்கு மட்டும் கொடுக்க முடியாது சார். The moment when you raised the earlier invoice, you raised along with the GST only.
Yes, sir.
Where you can raise that only for a value, where you are giving a discount.
Yes, sir.
Or any additional discount when you want to give that product. And the product கொடுக்கும்போது, that is only financial transaction alone. If it is there, you can give the debit note, the credit note, not for other things.
Tax GST சேர்த்து தான் நம்ம credit note கொடுக்கணும்.
Yes, yes, yes. Commercial discount கொடுத்தா மாத்திரம் தான் சார் உங்களுக்கு டிஸ்கவுண்ட்டுக்கு உங்களுக்கு GST வராது. For all other transactions, GST is straight away applicable.
Trade discount சொல்றீங்களா சார்?
Yes, yes. Not for rejection or purpose, only for discount purpose I am telling you.
Cash discount na அது நம்ம இதுக்கு சேர்த்து GST.
Suppose சார் நீங்க ஒரு இன்வாய்ஸ் ரைஸ் பண்றீங்க, எனக்கு within 10 daysல பேமெண்ட் கொடுத்தா 2% டிஸ்கவுண்ட் கொடுக்குறீங்க.
Cash discount.
GST not applicable. Yes sir.
அது முன்னாடி அக்ரிமென்ட்ல நம்ம இருக்கணும் இல்லையா?
Prior to your consignment transaction, you should have an agreement between the buyer and seller. Then you are eligible to raise the credit note. Financial transaction. That is called financial credit note, debit note.
ஒரு சில கஸ்டமர்ல இந்த ஆஃப்டர் 180 டேஸ் கழிச்சு கூட்ஸ் ரிட்டர்ன் பண்ணிட்டு கிரெடிட் நோட் கேக்குறாங்க சார். அந்த மாதிரி இதுக்கெல்லாம் எப்படி சார் நம்ம
ஆஃப்டர் 180 டேஸ் எல்லாம் கொடுக்கறோம்னா கமர்ஷியல் டிரான்சாக்ஷன்ல நீங்க வந்து எப்படி என்ன பண்ணனும் சார்? லாஸ்டா போட்ட இன்வாய்ஸ் ரெஃபரன்ஸ் அந்த ரெஃபரன்ஸ் கொடுக்க சொன்னீங்கன்னா அந்த 180 டேஸ் அங்க கிராஸ் ஆகாது. Suppose you are raising a 10 invoice within 180 days. Ask them to give the 10th invoice number. Then you will get another 180 days. You got the point?
Yes sir. But September குள்ள கொடுக்காம after September goods return பண்ணாங்கன்னா எப்படி சார் பண்ண முடியும்?
Sir, after September கொடுத்தாங்கன்னா நீங்க என்ன annual return எப்போ ஃபைல் பண்ணீங்களோ அது வரைக்கும் படிச்சிக்கலாம் சார். For example, currently 2018-19 only you are going to file.
Yes sir.
இல்லையா? அது வரைக்கும் வர டிரான்சாக்ஷனை நீங்க அதை எடுத்துக்கலாம் சார். Once you file annual return, you are not eligible to take the credit.
18-19 வந்து நம்ம annual return வந்து டிசம்பர் வரைக்கும் டைம் இருக்குல்ல சார்?
ஆமா சார். அது வரைக்கும் நீங்க 18-19 டிரான்சாக்ஷன் அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாம்.
பண்ணிக்கலாம்.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Godwin, you can ask your question.
Godwin from Krishnagiri.
Yes, sir.
I'm basically civil engineer.
Yes, sir.
Residential houses-க்கு எது சார் லிமிட்? இப்போ ஒரு சின்ன வீடு கட்டுறாங்க 40 லட்ச ரூபாய் 45 லட்ச ரூபாய்னா கூட அவங்க கான்ட்ராக்டர் கிட்ட கொடுக்கும்போது they have to pay tax இல்லையா GST?
சார் இப்போ வந்து வீடு வந்து நீங்க கான்ட்ராக்ட்ல கொடுத்துட்டு கட்ட சொல்றீங்களா?
ஆமா. 45 lakhs னு வெச்சுக்கோங்க சார்.
45 lakhs கொடுப்போம். ஓகே, உங்களுக்கும் சொல்றேன், for all other participants also when they are booking the flat or something like that, prestige போய் புக் பண்றோம் சொல்றாங்க இல்லையா சார்? அவங்களுக்கு எல்லாத்துக்கும் சேர்த்தே சொல்லிடுறேன். எனி சிவில் கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன்ல நீங்க கொடுக்கும் போதும் சிவில் கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன்ல வந்து ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் டைல்ஸ் இருக்குல்ல சார், டைல்ஸ் அப்புறம் இந்த சிமெண்ட் அப்புறம் உங்களுக்கு வந்து அயர்ன் அண்ட் ஸ்டீல் இது எல்லாத்துக்கும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா 18% to 28% GST வேர் பண்றோம்.
சரி சார்.
இந்த ரெண்டு கிரெடிட்டையுமே நீங்க சொல்ற கான்ட்ராக்டர் அவன் அக்கௌண்ட்ல எடுத்துக்கிறான்.
ஆமா சார்.
எடுத்துட்டு உங்களுக்கு வந்து அவன் சார்ஜ் பண்றான்னா 18% சார்ஜ் பண்ணுவான்.
ஆமா சார்.
இந்த 18ல இருந்து 28 டிஃபரன்ஸ் எவ்வளவு சார்? 10%. இந்த 10% கூட உங்களுக்கு அவன் பாஸ் பண்றது இல்ல.
சரி சார்.
இதுதான் நிதர்சனம்.
சரி சார். பட் லேபருக்கு அவங்க 18% யாரும் கட்டறது இல்ல. அதே மாதிரி மெட்டீரியலுக்கு 5% தான் அவங்க கட்டறாங்க if they are buying from a reputed company.
அதுக்கு பேரு வர்க் கான்ட்ராக்ட். வர்க் கான்ட்ராக்ட் என்ன சார்?
வர்க் கான்ட்ராக்ட் தான் சார்.
மெட்டீரியல் along with labor, that is called வர்க் கான்ட்ராக்ட்.
ஆமா ஆமா.
அதுக்கு 5% தான் வரும்.
அப்படியே சார்.
அப்படி வரும்போது என்ன ஆகும்னா அந்த 28%ல 5% அப்ப 23% அவங்க கையில இருக்கும்.
ஓஹோ சரி.
ஆனா இதை யாருமே வெளியே சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க சார்.
இல்ல சார், இப்போ ஒர்க் கான்ட்ராக்ட் எடுக்கிறவங்க எல்லாம் 5% கட்டினா போதுமா சார்? இஃப் ஒரு 60 லட்ச ரூபாய் ஒர்க் வேல்யூனா 5% மட்டும் கட்டினா போதுங்களா அந்த கான்ட்ராக்டர்?
கண்டிஷன்ஸ் அப்ளிகபிள் சார். அந்த கண்டிஷன் நீங்க ஃபுல்ஃபில் ஆகணும். அதுல
என்ன கண்டிஷன் சார்? அதான்
அதுல இருக்கும். அதாவது உங்களுக்கு வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கான்ட்ராக்ட்ல மெட்டீரியல் செப்பரேட்டா சர்வீஸ் செப்பரேட்டா பிரிக்கணும். See, if for example 10 lakhs is the worth of material, 77 lakhs should be the material cost, 3 lakhs should be the labor cost.
Yes sir. 30%.
70-30 for example, the ratio depends upon the requirement that you need to bifurcate, then you are eligible to raise the invoice.
அப்ப 5% பண்ணிக்கலாமா சார்?
பண்ணிக்கலாம் சார், பண்ணிக்கலாம்.
ஓகே சார், தேங்க் யூ சார். அது எவ்வளவு வேல்யூனால பண்ணலாமா சார்?
பண்ணலாம் சார். அதுக்கு ஒன்றும் லிமிட் இல்லை சார். பட் the contract should be works contract.
Works contract.
Works contracts.
ஓகே சார். அதுக்கு ஏதாவது அமெண்ட்மென்ட் எதுவும் பண்ணணுமா? ஒண்ணு தேவை?
அதெல்லாம் ஒண்ணுமே இல்லை சார். நீங்க பண்ணிட்டு ஒர்க் கான்ட்ராக்ட் போட்டு முடிச்சிட்டா போதும் சார்.
ஓகே சார். ஓகே சார். ஓகே.
அதே மாதிரி ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஃபார் ஆல் த பெனிஃபிட் ஆஃப் அதர்ஸ் ஐ எம் டெல்லிங் யூ, சப்போஸ் நீங்க ஏதாவது பிரிண்ட் பண்றீங்கன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க சார்.
ஆமா
ஓ நீங்க ஸ்கூல் நடத்துறீங்க இல்ல ஏதாவது ஒரு இப்ப சார் கேர் நடத்துறாரு அதுல ஒரு 10,000 காப்பீஸ் வந்து ஏதாவது பிரிண்ட் பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறாரு ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் வச்சுக்கோங்க. இவர் வந்து ஒரு பிரிண்டர் கிட்ட போய் நான் அந்த கண்டென்ட் கொடுத்து எனக்கு 10,000 பிரிண்ட் அடிச்சு கொடுத்துருன்னா அவன் 18% சார்ஜ் பண்ணுவான் சார். என்ன ப்ராப்ளம் அப்படின்னா அவன் பேப்பர் வாங்கி பிரிண்ட் பண்ணி கொடுத்தா 18% போட்டுருவான். ஆனா நீங்க பேப்பர் அவனுக்கு கொடுத்தா அவன் 5% தான் போடணும். அந்த பேப்பருக்கு நீங்க கிரெடிட் எடுத்துக்கலாம். அந்த பேப்பருக்கு இன்புட் ஆஸ் கிரெடிட் உங்களுக்கு வந்துடும். அவன் சார்ஜ் 5 தான் பண்ணுவான். அப்போ 13% அங்கே சேவ் ஆகும். பேப்பருக்கு வர இன்புட் கிரெடிட் உங்க பிசினஸ்க்கு வந்துடும்.
அப்போ நோட் புக்ஸ் அடிக்கிறவங்களாம் அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணலாம்.
இதுதான் பண்ணணும் சார். ஆனா இது எவனும் வெளியே சொல்லிக்க மாட்டான். ஏன்னா அவனுக்கு அது லாஸ்ன்னு சொல்லி நினைப்பான்.
ஓகே.
இதெல்லாம் தான் சார் சில சீக்ரெட்லாம் என்ன இருக்குன்னா ஜிஎஸ்டியில் நான் எல்லாருக்கும் சொல்லிடுவேன்.
சரி சார் சரி சார். சார் இப்போ ஸ்கூல்ல வந்து அவங்களுக்கும் இப்போ when they sell books notes எல்லாம் வந்தா அவங்க
ஸ்கூலுக்கு ஜிஎஸ்டி கொடுத்தா என்ன கொடுக்கல என்ன சார்? ஸ்கூலுக்கு ஜிஎஸ்டி நாட் அப்ளிகபிள். மெடிக்கலுக்கு ஹாஸ்பிட்டலுக்கு நாட் அப்ளிகபிள். அவன் 10 லட்சம் காப்பி அடிச்சுட்டு இருப்பான். கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர் அடிப்பான், இது அடிப்பான்.
இல்ல ஒரு ஸ்கூல்ல வந்து 50 lakhsக்கு நோட் புக்ஸ் எல்லாம் சேல் பண்றாங்கன்னு வெச்சுக்கோங்க சார். அப்ப ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கலி they are comes under the GST.
Yes. You give the paper, let them print and give it back. That's all. Their job is over. 5% they will get. So ultimately, what is his labor you are going to get? That labor you bifurcate. இந்த மாதிரி 3 காலேஜ் பண்ணி கொடுத்தேன் சார் பெங்களூர்ல. That MD said that this is the first time that I am saving money for the school.
உண்மையிலே தான் சார் பெரிய விஷயம்.
There are things எப்படின்னா சார் நம்ம வந்து எம்ஆர்பின்னு போட்டிருப்போம், பைசா கொடுத்துட்டு வந்துருவோம். அந்த எம்ஆர்பியில் எனக்கு எவ்வளவு அப்ளிகபிள்னு எப்படியா கேட்டிருக்கோமா? அந்த மாதிரி தான் இப்போ ஜிஎஸ்டி பொறுத்த வரைக்கும். When you go in depth and analyze your business process and business requirement, you will get a lot of money get saved also along with this.
இப்போ என்ஜிஓஸ் இருக்காங்களே சார், அவங்களுக்கு 12A எக்ஸாம்ஷன் இருக்கும்போது அவங்களுக்கும் ஜிஎஸ்டி லிமிட் இருக்கா சார்?
இல்லை சார், அப்படி ஒன்றும் கிடையாது. பட் வந்து 12A பண்ணால் இன்கம் டேக்ஸ் மட்டும் தான் பெனிஃபிட்ஸ், ஜிஎஸ்டிக்கு ஒன்றும் கிடையாது.
அதான் சார். இல்லை அவங்க இருக்கு. இப்போ ஒருவேளை ஒரு கேப் நடத்துறாங்க சென்டர் மாதிரி, அவங்க வந்து ரெண்ட் அவுட் பண்றாங்க, ஃபுட் எல்லாம் சப்ளை பண்றாங்க. அப்போ வந்து அவங்களுக்கு வந்து 1 crore தாண்டிடுதுன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, ஒரு 3 crores வருது. ஒரு கேம்ப் சென்டர் நடத்துறாங்க, அவங்களுக்கு ஜிஎஸ்டி அப்ளிகபிளா?
அந்த ஃபுட்டுக்கு அந்த 5% வந்துடும் சார்.
சரி, இதுக்கு அப்போ ரூம் ரெண்ட் எல்லாம் சார்?
ரூம் ரெண்ட்டுக்கு தனி சார், ரூம் ரெண்ட் தனியாக பிரிக்கணும்.
ஓ, அதுக்கும் வரும்.
அதில் அது டிஃப்ரெண்ட் வெரைட்டியாக பார்க்கணும் சார். ரூமில் இருந்து அலாங் வித் ஃபுட்டு கொடுத்தாங்கன்னா, சப்போஸ் நீங்கள் ஹோட்டலுக்கு போகிறீங்க, ஹோட்டலுக்கு போயிட்டு மார்னிங் பிரேக்ஃபாஸ்ட் ஃப்ரீயாக கொடுக்குறோம்.
சரிங்க சார்.
பிரேக்ஃபாஸ்ட் சார்ஜ் பண்ணுறோம் நாம?
பண்ணுறதில்ல, காம்ப்ளிமெண்ட்ரி பிரேக்ஃபாஸ்ட்.
அதுக்கு பேர் காம்ப்ளிமெண்ட். ஆனால் அது ரூம் ரெண்ட்டில் போயிடும் உள்ள.
ஓ சரி.
இப்படி தான் இவங்க ஜிஎஸ்டியில் ஏமாத்துறது.
ஓகே சார், ஓகே சார்.
இந்த மாதிரி அவங்களுக்கும் நமக்கு என்ன பெனிஃபிட் அதை எடுத்துக்கணும், அவ்வளோதான்.
ரைட் சார். இப்போ ரெண்ட்னாக்கா அதுக்கு வந்து இப்போ ரூம் ரெண்ட் எல்லாம் வரும்போது அதுக்கு ஜிஎஸ்டிக்கு எவ்வளோ சார் வரும்?
ரூம் ரெண்ட் 18% will come சார்.
ஓகே. ஃபுட்டுக்கு தான் 5%.
அதாவது if it is less than 1,000 rupees room rent na there is no GST.
ஓஹோ, less than
1,000 rupees.
சரி 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 சரி.
நாம போய் ஹோட்டல்ல ஸ்டே பண்றோம் சார், 1,100 ரூபாய் போடுவோம். ஏன்னா 1000 போட்டா 1,000 rupees போட்டா அவனுக்கு ஜிஎஸ்டி வராது.
ஓ, 1,100 போட்டா 18% கட்டணும்.
18% வந்துரும். அவன் கட்டறானா நீங்க கேட்க முடியாது.
ஆமா ஆமா. சரி சார்.
இதெல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் சீக்ரெட் இருக்கும் உள்ள.
சரி சார். சரி,
போறதுல சொல்லக்கூடாதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டேன்.
சரி சார், தேங்க்யூ சார்.
நிறைய இந்த மாதிரி டிப்ஸ் இருக்கும் சார், எங்கிட்ட கூட வந்தீங்கன்னா சொல்லிட்டே இருப்பேன்.
ஆமா சார், கொஞ்சம் டைம் கொடுங்க சார், வந்து பேசுறோம்.
சார் நான் சார் இன்னைக்கு செஷன் நான் ஒண்ணுமே எடுக்கல சார், நான் வந்து ஓவர்வியூ மட்டும் எடுத்தேன்.
சரிங்க சார்.
இதுல வந்து நிறைய இருக்கு. பட் அந்த பிசினஸுக்கு என்ன ரெக்யர்மெண்ட் சொன்னீங்கன்னா டக்குன்னு அதுக்கு என்ன சொல்யூஷனே சொல்லுவேன். ஆட்டோமொபைல் நடத்துறீங்க, ஆட்டோமொபைல் என்ன பெனிஃபிட், டெக்ஸ்டைலுக்கு என்ன பெனிஃபிட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கொடுப்போம் நான்.
சரிங்க சார், சரிங்க சார்.
ஓகே சார்,
தேங்க்யூ சார், தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச் சார்.
ஓகே. Any other question?
Redmi, you can ask your question. Redmi.
பாஸ்கர் சார், குட் ஈவினிங். சக்சஸ் மீடியா சங்கர் பேசுறேன்.
சங்கர் சார் சொல்லுங்க.
ரொம்ப பிரமாதமா இருந்தது உங்க செஷன். நிறைய கேள்விகள் நிறைய பேருக்கு காத்திருக்கு. எல்லாரும் நேரம் அவங்க வந்து சந்திக்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறாங்க, ஏன்னா இந்த டைம் பத்தாது.
சார் நீங்க அதுக்கு பதிலா நீங்க என்னுடைய இது வெப்சைட் வந்து இமெயில் ஐடி கொடுத்துருக்கேன்ல,
ஆமா,
இந்த क्वेश्चन ரைஸ் பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா பதில் கொடுத்துருவோம் within 24 hours.
Thank you சார், thank you very much.
Yes.
So யார என்ன கேள்வி கேட்டாலும் மெயில்ல ரிப்ளை பண்ணுங்க.
Anything, yeah, any reply will send within 24 hours. The time also I'll fix.
Thank you சார், ரொம்ப அருமையான சர்வீஸ். இப்போ பெங்களூர்ல கூட நல்ல பயங்கர ப்ராஃபிட் பண்ணி கொடுத்தீங்கன்னு சொன்னீங்களா ஸ்கூலுக்கு? அந்த
ஸ்கூல் எம்டி வந்து he was paying more than 60 lakhs per annum sir for a printing purpose.
ஓ, ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே. ஆஹா,
அப்படியே பேலன்ஸ் ஷீட் எடுத்து காட்டினார். உடனே அந்த பிரிண்டரையும் கூப்பிட்டு உட்கார வச்சு செட்டில் பண்ணிட்டு வந்தேன்.
ஓ, ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம் சார், தேங்க் யூ சார். நான் வரணும் சார், நிறைய கிளாரிஃபை பண்ணனும். உங்களோட வந்து
இந்த லூப் ஹோல்னா நிறைய பேருக்கு தெரியுமோ தெரியாதோ, பட் they may not tell outside.
Okay,
my job is to only tell outside.
Thank you, sir.
Difference.
Thank you, sir. ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். Thank you very much.
Another question இருக்காங்க சார்?
That's all the question.
Thank you, Bhaskar sir. ரொம்ப பேஷண்டா ஆன்சர் பண்ணீங்க. Thank you, sir. Okay, next announcement is Learn with Care. All our care programs are uploaded in our YouTube channel, Care HRD for Success. You can make use of it. Your missed programs can also be watched. பிடிச்சிருந்தா லைக் பண்ணுங்க, ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க, சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க, எங்களை என்கரேஜ் பண்ணுங்க. And next is our next program announcement. Next program, do you want to be healthy and wealthy? Everyone's answer will be yes, I know, because I too, I want to be healthy and wealthy. Then join our free session with Mr. Manoharan Manikam sir on how to become healthier and wealthier on Friday 27th at 6:45 p.m. Please don't miss the program, since lot of tips will be there to make you healthy and wealthy. And next is vote of thanks. Actually, Balachandra sir couldn't join us today, so myself give the vote of myself itself give my vote of thanks. First, thanks to Baskar sir, patiently explain each and every notes of GST network. We should update to the digitalized GST and move on. The law was new. Rigorous training can bring changes and updation. Thank you for your message, Baskar sir. And excellent presentation. Your experience was mirrored in the question answer session. And next to our Karnataka Zonal Director Prasad Rao sir, who is always open to support care. Thank you, Prasad Rao sir.
Thank you.
And next to our technical team members, Natarajan sir and Balasubramaniam sir, without whom we cannot enjoy this interplay sessions. And then next to the media partner, Success Media Shankar sir, thank you sir. And next to our CAD designer, showcasing his exceptional talent in our invitation. Thank you, Nandanan. And next to our CAD trainer, Meenakshi. Thank you, Meenakshi, for your professional presentation. Next to our captain of the ship, Krishnamurthy sir, and vice captain Balachandra sir. Their tireless work has brought us 75 different speakers from different areas and gave us different knowledge in different departments. Thank you, sirs. Last but not the least, our participants, whose participation make us keep going. Thank you, participants.
Before concluding, Mr. Bhaskar, could you please your email ID for the participants? They are asking your email ID. Could you type in the chat box? If possible, your office phone number also.
Type பண்ணிருக்கேன் சார்.
Yeah. Participants, please note down his contact details. You can contact him directly.
Okay, participants, I think you have noted down his contact numbers. All your doubts regarding GST is cleared, and I had a lot of takeaways today. My idli and chutney is waiting for me. So have your dinner. Be happy. Good night, participants.